Delighted to welcome on my next guest now. This man is one of the most sought-after free agents in mixed martial arts, and he's going up against Bilal Muhammad at Titan FC 38 on April the 30th, which streams in UFC Fight Pass for the welterweight title, the vacant welterweight title, and that is Steve Carl. Steve Carl, first of all, my buddy, how are you? Great to have you on the show. Do appreciate you taking the time out for us today.
Well, thanks for having me on, man. I'm doing great. Getting really excited for this fight, and I can't wait 24 more days.
Definitely, yeah. It's going to be a cracking fight, as we said, on UFC Fight Pass. Steve, first of all, I want to get your views and opinions on why was it Titan FC? Why did you choose Titan FC? I'm sure there was other offers from different promotions.
I was actually previously signed up to go back to Russia and fight in a big tournament over there. The money was really good over there, but the circumstances were just a little sketchy, you know. Titan, I think, was a better platform for me to get out, get recognized, and get to the next step.
I watched your last fight in Russia. How did you assess that performance? You overcame a little bit of adversity in the first couple of rounds. He was sort of really basically just leaning on you on the ground, not really doing anything, but ultimately you got to finish in the fight. How do you look back and perceive that performance now?
The performance-wise, I was dead tired in the first 30 seconds, but the story behind that fight was I was back home working on rental houses. I wasn't training for 2 months, and that fight came up. I flew down to Florida. I worked out for 2 weeks, basically got my weight down, and I flew over there with no training. And then when I got there, my opponent ended up weighing in 5.5 pounds heavier than we were scheduled to fight at. Everything was just basically set up against me. And I knew I had to drag that guy into deep water, so I got him to the ground, and I controlled him a lot. I got him tired until we got in the third round when he was, sucking wind just like me. I was able to finish him.
Is that one of your biggest strengths, you feel, your cardio? And like even on 2 weeks' notice, and you managed to go in and do that in that fight?
Yeah, no matter how tired I get, there's no quitting me. You're not going to break me. You're not going to slow me down. I'm just going to keep coming forward.
You signed with Titan FC as well. We mentioned the platform there. Obviously there's a UFC out clause in the contract as well. You're the Ultimate Fighter. That's obviously the next step for you in the career. Win this belt against Bilal Muhammad. That obviously must have been the decisive factor in you signing with them.
Absolutely. That was the whole reason why I took this fight. I know the UFC's checking him out. I know they're checking me out, and the winner of this fight's probably going to move on.
When you were in World Series of Fighting, obviously you defeated Joshua Burkman for the first ever WSFO title. Does that frustrate you to see him in the UFC now? Does that?
A little bit on a personal level, especially the amount of money he's getting paid in the UFC. But on, at the same time, I like Josh. So good for him.
Going back to the UFC, you're on the Ultimate Fighter. That must have made you hungry for a UFC contract. You lost the eventual winner. How was that experience? Was it beneficial?
It was a very tough experience for me. Physically, I was quite big going onto the Ultimate Fighter, so I had really big weight cuts before I fought. I had to drop 20 plus pounds in less than 48 hours. So that was tough, but also mentally I was pretty well screwed going into the Ultimate Fighter because the week before we started taping the show, I got a phone call and my house back home had been robbed. I lost everything. My safe with all my, all the money I've saved up, titles of houses, title of the cars, checks, you name it, everything was gone.
So it's an experience.
Mentally I was just out of it,
Jeez, that's an absolute nightmare. Sorry to hear about that, man. I didn't realize that. That's obviously something you wouldn't want to happen to anyone. Did you doubt yourself a little bit maybe after the Ultimate Fighter, or did that spur you on more almost to eventually make that progression into the UFC?
Obviously, I was down on myself a little bit, but the only thing you can do is pick yourself back up and keep going, and that's what I've been doing.
And what have you been doing now the last couple of months? What's been the process in ATT? Has it just been a constant camp since the last fight, really?
Actually, I had to go back home to Iowa and work on my rental houses again. Then I got back down here and started training about a month and a half ago because originally I was going to fight this weekend in Moscow, and then this opportunity came up and I jumped ship. So I'm I got a full fight camp in for this fight, which is the first time in a couple of years that that's happened. So I'm really excited to get in there on a full training camp and show everybody what I can do.
Talk to me about the guys down in ATT. Obviously, we know it's one of the best stables in the world. We Ricardo Laborio, Conan Silveira, Mike Brown. What's it like for you to evolve as a fighter down in that part of the world in Florida in that camp?
It's amazing, iron sharpens iron, and we have the best fighters in the world down here. So every day I get to train with the best guys in the world, and you get better when you're losing. So being somewhere when you have guys that are able to compete on your level and able to put you in positions that make you uncomfortable is how you grow as a fighter. And everybody down here grows in leaps and bounds.
You're 8-2 in your last 10. All your wins are obviously via submission. We've chokes all over the place in there. Bilal Muhammad's 8-0. What are you expecting from this guy in this fight?
I expect him to run away a lot. Bilal's a really technical striker. He's a smart fighter, but he has no finish ability. And if you watch any of his fights, when he get in there with somebody that's big and strong like me, he just pops shots, and then he circles, he backs out, he disengages, he basically runs away, and he'll point fight his opponent, and he'll go for a last-minute takedown and try to secure the round. He's not in there to finish his opponent. He's in there to win rounds, and that's not how I fight. I'm going to come forward, and I'm going to try to wreck you. Yeah,
I was going to say that a load of his, well, not obviously a load, but a fair few of his fights have finished via decision. You're a guy who's finished everyone. Is that what you envisioned this fight? Can you see this fight ending early?
Absolutely. Most of my fights don't make it out of the first round. And the only fight that I've ever lost that's made it into the second round was a close decision loss to Douglas Lima. And I don't put him on Lima's level. And, I'm ready to go in there and just throw down.
Have you had contact with the UFC? Because we've mentioned the fact you were in the Ultimate Fighter. I think everyone knows that you're one of probably the biggest names that Titan FC have signed as a free agent. Has anyone in the UFC contacted you or your management company?
No. Haven't really had much contact with them, especially since the show. And I wasn't really looking to contact them since the show. I had a bad showing. I knew I had to go back out and prove myself. So that's what we're doing right now.
You're doing that right now, and you're going to do it on April 30th. How far away do you feel you are from that UFC? Does the belt in professional performance get you into the big show of the UFC?
Absolutely. I hope that's where we're at. I plan on going out there and not only just finishing this guy, but displaying a whole array of different techniques when I do that. Show him that I'm ready, show him I'm worthy, show him that I'm not just, somebody you're going to bring in. You're going to bring me in for a big fight.
Definitely looking forward to the fight. Just before we let you out of here, anyone you'd like to give a shout out to, anyone you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I got to thank Direct Vapor. I got to thank Harley Boshever, Chiropractic. The guy's amazing, keeps us going every day. All the guys down here at American Top Team. My buddy Adil Benjelani came down from Chicago the other week, worked on my striking. And I appreciate you having me on your show, brother.
No, I appreciate you taking the time out for us today. And where can the guys find you on social networks?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram as Steve_Carl. Just hit me up on there, brother.
Looking forward to it. Titan FC 38 main event goes down April 30th on UFC Fight Pass. Steve, appreciate the time, man. Looking forward to that fight and looking forward to speaking to you again.
Thanks a lot, brother. Talk to you later.